Oh, now he's recording.
Okay.
So we'll start with the countdown. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Thank you for doing this, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time. Well, let me introduce you. Jorge López, and a good friend of mine. You are an engineer in the field of mechanics, is that correct?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. So why did you decide to study mechanics engineering?
Well, to be honest with you, I didn't have a clue of what to do after high school.
Like most of us, right?
I just knew that I needed to move on to college because that's what I was told, because that's what my brother did. So I needed to do it, right? And even I knew that was the expectation from my parents, or from my father especially. But honestly, I didn't have a clue where to go. Right?
Yes, well, basically when you're a teenager and you're going through high school, most of the people don't even know what the perks of having a career are, or what different things you can study, no? And well, maybe all of us are like victims of our ignorance when we first start a career. And what made you go to that specific major?
Well, because most of my high school friends went into that.
All right. So the influence of the peers have a great impact.
Yeah, because I remember in high school I was studying like for subjects for engineering. Math and physics and technical.
Where did you attend high school?
In Cobach.
Oh, really? Oh.
But I took.
You went to Bachilleres 3, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah. I remember.
Yeah, and I remember that I went. They asked you because I remember the orientation people asked us some questions, did some tests, and you could say, okay, I want this as my first, and I picked it. And that one I was convinced. I really don't know why, but of the options, I said this is the most interesting, the one with calculus, physics.
Because the orientation department should guide you to the right direction, right?
Exactly.
But it doesn't work sometimes.
No, I think it didn't, because with all due respect to the orientators,
yes,
because they did some tests on us, and I answered them, and I don't even remember what the results were. But I think they didn't tell me that I could be an engineer.
Right.
But of all the options, I said this is the most interesting for me. Because in the others I remember accounting and law and things like that. I didn't want to go through that. Maybe if I had been in Cobach 4, over there they have English, maybe I would have gone for English if I had been in Cobach 4, because I have always liked English. That of all my options, that looked the most interesting for me.
Oh yeah, because now actually your occupation is to teach English.
Yeah,
right?
and I have always liked it.
Maybe the people hearing us have no clue what you do right now. So can you tell us a little bit?
Of my occupation?
Yeah.
Well, currently I'm a high-level teacher, English teacher. I've been teaching for 2.5 years.
All right, and also, well, I also study in Cobach, right? And people may think that they're like, I don't know, they are like lean to administration careers, not so much the engineering field.
No.
And well, I was clueless, and for me it was something like, wow.
Even for picking up those subjects, we are clueless.
Yeah.
Not to mention career. That thing, it was hard. But for me it wasn't, because it looked very interesting.
Wow, so you were like, okay, this is cool.
But now that I see things now I know a lot of things. I say the reason is because I have always liked to study. I have always liked the school and learning. And I think those were my opportunity areas, mathematics. And when I was in elementary school, I remember suffering a lot for mathematics, because I couldn't do it.
Where in elementary school?
In elementary school, for some reason. And now the other day I just said that we are not mature, or our brain is not mature at certain age. I think it's true, because I remember in elementary, I felt like a fool, because I didn't understand anything about math, anything.
And it is true. I have read some articles, and I've heard some people saying interesting things about how the brain develops, and it is appears that it's into when you're starting like the adolescent period is when your brain starts to
Yeah,
develop
the other
those
day that
areas.
you mentioned it, I say I think it's true. Well, in my case, it's true because in the secondary school, that's when I started again mathematics.
All right.
Around the third grade, because not even well, no, at first. I think mathematics in secondary were good for me.
In secondary,
But
you see difficult topics.
yeah, because you start seeing like algebra
Yeah.
from first year. I mean, not even second. And and that is the point when I started understanding and enjoying mathematics.
Oh, okay. So you
But
said,
in but elementary, wow! I mean, I was even afraid of failing. I mean,
oh, so you had a stress.
yeah, I mean, I was like very stressed. Well, at that moment, I didn't call it stress.
Oh yeah.
But I remember one year from fourth to fifth. Oh my God! I thought I was going to repeat the year.
So you were anxious.
Yeah.
I mean, back in the days, stress was not very common, right? People
No.
never.
I think that word didn't even exist at that time. I mean, I don't remember my parents talking about stress or.
The stress was like only a property of basics in the time, right?
Yeah. Now, not like nowadays, like they use it a lot, even for kids right now. They say like children's stress or infant stress or something like that. At that time, I mean, I don't remember hearing that word.
So now there are a lot of new disorders, right?
Yeah,
Everybody is sick for something.
for
Right?
something. I haven't heard those are the diseases for the 21st century, and I think it's true.
Well, now that we think about it, mechanics is like full of complex mathematics,
Yes.
like all the way into
Yeah, from day one to the last one.
and not something that I mean I've heard that particularly the place where you study is been like a pain for a lot of
it
students.
was. I mean, oh, that's when I also, well, I suffered a lot, but it was satisfactory because, I mean, that's one thing that I don't regret. I mean, now that I passed through it, I don't regret going through that because I got something from it that I didn't know. I got.
Okay.
So, for that part, I think it was gift. So I think it was part of my fate to be there because, I mean, I discovered a lot of things that I never imagined I could do. That, for example, the kid who failed mathematics, and well, I didn't fail the grade, never, thank God, but the kid who has struggled a lot with fractions,
Yes,
to the engineer, I mean, wow, I mean, it's satisfactory. I mean,
it's quite a leap.
yeah, it's a super gigantic, and I mean, and I did it. I mean, I'm not saying that it was easy. I had a really hard time.
And I
But I
think
did it.
that's another problem that we have. I mean, when we're young, we suffer because we struggle and we think we're not like
Like perfect.
yes or caught for that thing, right?
Yeah, and just the idea of how it's.
And later on, we understand that we were not ready.
Or that was not your way.
So, where you were majoring, did you enjoy the time at college?
Yes, because as a matter of fact, I mean, I suffered a little bit because of pressures and things like that that maybe I put on myself. But I enjoyed because it was a good time. I mean, I have good memories. I think I made good friends. I mean, one of my best friends older than you, I mean, I met him there. My friend who lives in Canada, I met him. So I got good things not only in the academic thing, but more personal than maybe professionally. I got very good things, so that's why I don't regret going there. And I thank God for having led me that way because I learned a lot. I discovered another version of me. And I think my brain, I always say this, and I'm being honest, I think my vision expanded, like, I mean, it was very narrow, and after that,
I totally understand. I totally understand.
now I see like a lot of things, and I mean, maybe I'm not having a career as an engineer now, but definitely, and I mean, personally, it changed my life. I mean, it really did, and for the good. I mean, I think it was good for me because I discovered that I could do very hard things. Sometimes things that I didn't believe, or not only people, but even me. I mean, you know, I discovered myself in there. So for that part is fine, and I think maybe I enjoyed it because I have always liked studying. So learning, I have always liked that. So I think that's the reason
Well, it is enjoyable when it's interesting, right?
yeah, and because it's very interesting. I mean,
When it's forced, it's like, oh man, I don't want to go to this place. But when it's for you, it's interesting.
yeah, because it was interesting. Because I mean, honestly, thinking in mechanics in my life. I mean, I'm not a mechanic person. I mean,
And when you hear about it, sometimes it sounds like boring, or people have a misunderstanding.
yeah, it has a misconception.
Yeah, it's a misconception about some people even think that mechanics is like automotive.
Yes, or it's fixing cars.
Oh yeah, fixing
And
cars.
that is the least thing that you see
Right.
in technological. That is the last. Actually, you never see that.
I bet. I mean,
But you deal with very interesting concepts like the 4 times engine. I mean,
oh yeah.
and things that I mean, I always know. I mean,
You can't escape that, right?
yes, but it was very interesting because now I understand how an engine works.
That's super.
Now I understand. Maybe I'm not a mechanic because I honestly, I mean, I just do the basic with my car. I need help to do other
Oh yeah,
things.
but like Carl Sagan used to say, that understanding is a kind of ecstasy, right?
Yeah, and now that I mean, if they tell me a failure, I understand what they're talking about.
I know.
And I can explain, okay, that's because this and that and that. Because, well, I mean, even that you don't see a car in the school, but you see engines and you see
Yeah,
hydraulics.
I get it. When you press the accelerator, you know what's going on.
You
inside,
know what's
right?
going on, and it's very. I mean, that part. I mean, it's super good because even that again, I'm not having a career as an engineer right now, but learning that, I mean, for me, opened the vision like so widely, and that's something that I appreciate.
I totally understand that because when I was in college too, after, well, not after, but during so, I mean, I also had a very narrow vision of things, and then while studying, I was like, whoa,
Yeah, it's like a whole universe in front of you. Huh?
You're able to do basically anything if you want to,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, if you want to. I mean, yeah, and it's good to be surprised by that, those kind of things. So.
Also, I mean, the experience going to college, I mean, it has nothing to do with working, right?
No,
It's completely separated, the process.
Totally.
And then you're not thinking about, okay, well, maybe some people, but if you're enjoying that you're studying in college, it's like you're focusing on your career, not in working, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're not really, sometimes you don't even consider the fields where you may work, right? Because that's completely different, right? It's a good experience to be going to college. Well, in some cases, I think this is your case. And then it has nothing to do with the afterwards work.
Yeah, yeah. And you know what? I kind of had that pressure of what was going to happen next if, from semester 1, because I had a big expectation on it. I mean, he was like kind of happy that I was going that way because he had heard that those guys make a lot of money. I mean, and he was like so excited about it. So I have this big pressure on him that I need to finish, but also afterwards I need to make something beautiful of myself. So. But not very much because while you are at school, I mean it's even that you know that it will happen. I mean you are like in the safety of the school. I mean it's true what you're saying. Even that I knew that I needed to make something big of myself. I was not like totally stressed because I knew that to get there.
Oh yeah, it's miles away, right?
Yeah.
Light years away.
Because of the difficulty. That's another pressure. You say, my God, am I going to be able to finish this?
Yeah, right. There's some times that you are like, wow.
You feel like, I won't, I definitely, there's no way that I will finish this.
I mean, I've been through that. I mean, I don't know if all people that study a career go through that.
I think everyone.
I can tell you. And my career was like, I saw those moments like, man, this is not going
There's no way, right? Like,
but in your case, I mean, because I know from a lot of people that your career, specifically in the college that you assisted to, is like, wow, it's from another world.
Yeah, and because the engineers who were the teachers, I mean, they were very good engineers. I mean, that's something, another good thing because I met really brilliant people. And now that I say that, I mean, I'm thankful to having been able to attend their classes.
And another thing is that they actually prepare engineers. They don't prepare employees, right?
Yeah,
they prepare
exactly.
Engineers.
Because while in school, they don't. I mean, they never tell you, okay, you're going to go out and work for a company. No, they prepare you to design. They prepare you for you to be the advisor, not the employee, the advisor who is going to solve a problem. So it's true. I mean.
And in my case was totally the opposite. They prepare you to be an employee. They say you should learn this because this is what they require in the industry. You should get experience from this. And I think something's going wrong. Something is breaking in the school systems. I'm talking about professional careers. I mean, because now last time I checked on the newspapers, they were required an engineer, but they asked for a master's degree. They ask for a technician, but they ask for a degree, engineering degree. So I mean, they notice that some things not work.
Yes, yes, because that is not enough. Right? Yes, and I think maybe the reason of that is because now they are adapting to to the business world, right? They just need someone who occupies a place and produce something or to help them.
Well, basically, they just need like supervisor,
yes.
Right? They don't longer need like a real engineer, right?
Yeah, because honestly, I mean, the thing that I have the chance in the places I've been to analyze, and that's something that I like as well. I mean, the jobs that I had as an engineer, I mean, thankfully there were jobs where I needed to analyze, and I discovered that I'm an analytic person. I mean, that's what I said, that I don't regret going through that, because it has really helped me a lot. So I discovered things of myself, like I could be so analytic, more than people, and I don't mean to be arrogant.
No, I totally understand, because it's not like you're cocky or something. You say,
no.
I was able to evaluate my environment.
Yes, or very complex information, I was able to deduct it. And not, I'm saying, people told me, oh my God, you're so smart. I cannot see this and you can. And that's when I started realizing, oh my God, it's true. I mean, it's not hard to be analytic, and for others, yes, it is.
Okay, so you have like different skills, right?
Yeah, I mean, I acquired skills, or I realized that I could do something that I didn't know.
All right. So there were some things in which you were good, but you never, I don't know.
I never knew about it.
You never exercise those things, and when you got the chance to
exactly
fulfill them, it was like, wow,
yeah,
I'm good at this.
And it's good, I mean, again, not to be arrogant, but when people start to know, you are so smart, and I said, really? Am I? I mean, because I seem like so normal, but then you start seeing that it's true. That is a skill that you have and others don't.
That's true. Yeah, because for one thing, I mean, I noticed you have an excellent memory, and that is it's a characteristic that is not it's not in everyone.
No, it's not.
I mean, they have good memory for stupid things.
Exactly, but not for valuable things. Yeah. And ever since a kid, I have always had it, because my mother said, you have always had a good memory, and that's true. I remember when a kid, I mean, I have always liked flags, as you can notice.
You like what?
Flags, for some reason.
Oh yeah,
I have always liked them.
You have Mexico's flag, you have the United States flag,
the Canadian flag.
The Canadian.
And this is the Quebec province flag, and the Montreal city.
And that is just here in your
because for some reason I have always liked it in countries and things like that. And my mother said that, but you all the time when you saw a flag, you said that's the Guatemalan flag, or oh, this is the Costa Rican flag. Ever since I was a kid.
Yes.
So it's true. I mean, ever since a kid I had a memory, but maybe for me it was like normal.
Oh, I get it.
But until that someone tells you, oh, you know what, you're good. Really, am I? Because even the self-esteem was low, I think.
I understand that, and I'm not trying to compare myself with you, but I do understand, and I think it was very similar to me, that experience as a child, because they used to say I was gifted or something, so gifted or something.
Yeah, they tell you things.
Good memory when I was in third grade of elementary school. I remember they used to make us like learn by heart the capitals of the world.
Yes, and I loved that.
I mean, right? And now I have good memory. And you know
but
what?
Most people hate it. They say, I hate it, geography. And you can see it with the students. When you give them the course straight, they don't know some flags, they don't know some countries, and they say, oh really?
Yeah, because in your job you have to not also teach English, but
no.
Also everything that's related with the English language.
Culture, I mean, you teach culture as well.
Oh, by the way, I want to say, for example, you're bilingual, that's saying a lot, right? Mm-hmm. Or we are.
We are.
And I don't know if you struggle with this. Sometimes you may have thought during your life, like, how is this for me possible? And it's so obvious, so clear, and it was not
all the time.
Like, for me, it's super obvious. How is it not for you?
I mean, no offense for students, but that happens a lot.
Or not for students, but for
or everyone.
Yeah, like, how can you miss this? I mean,
it's so evident for me. It pops.
So then, is that what do you think that makes people, maybe like you, maybe like me, but that we're a little different. I'm not trying to say that we are more intelligent or more or smarter, but there are definitely some areas. There's some areas in which you are way above the other people.
It's true.
I don't know if
not
it
to
is,
be arrogant, I mean, but it's true.
yeah, I don't know if it is genetics or what is involved, but I don't know.
And that's because, I mean, I'm a believer that we come equipped to this earth. I mean, it's not like coincidence. I mean, you have been equipped with some skills, and that's the reason. I mean, if you are gifted, and I'm going to say, speaking a language, I think it's something you come in with. I mean,
It's like hardwired to your brain.
I think so, because it's now when I started seeing like there are. In the past, I didn't know that there are the 9 intelligences, or I don't remember.
I know there's a lot of different types of intelligence.
But it's so interesting because it's true. When I did that test in the pharmaceutical training, I totally agreed with the results. When they said like the intelligences I have, and I recognize it, it's true. I mean, it's true what they said. And they said maybe that's the reason that I could learn languages easily, because even other languages. I mean, I don't speak any other, but the things I know from others, I got them like this.
And one thing that happens to me is when I see smart people, I think, wow, these people are so smart. I'm
me too.
The most stupid person on the planet. But then I see the average person, I think, oh my God, I'm not trying to offend. I'm just saying,
it's true.
I don't know anything about like psychology or no psychology, but neurology or anything like that. But I do see the average person. I see my neighbor, and I think, am I living with animals?
Yeah.
And these people.
It's and I feel like when I go out to the street, I mean, these people are stupid or what? I mean,
I look at people; they don't seem to be self-aware of themselves.
No, I think now because all the stupid things you see, I mean, I see things like, really? Is this happening?
Sometimes it looks like a video game. There's a lot of people that have the theory that we live in some kind of simulation. A lot of things, but if you ever played video games, when you see like other characters that are not the main character in the video game, I look at people and it's like they are just like filling the blank. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Like just living,
like purposeless. Exactly.
Oh my God.
Yes. All right. Yeah. I know. Well, I think going back to the topic of careers, a lot of people. I see a lot of students too saying, "Oh, I'm so excited because I'm going to study this career or whatever." And I always ask them, "Why did you decide to go to this? Why did you decide to go to this career?" And I'm not trying to judge their decisions, but I don't think they have all of the information, all of the tools and the knowledge to make a proper decision.
Yeah, that's how I feel when I see students, for example, that they say like they don't know what to do, and I don't understand because I mean.
And it takes time.
Being there,
Yeah.
It takes time because maybe it's not the right age to make such decisions.
No, it is not, because you're going to waste like 5 years of your life.
Like in my case, like I spent like 5 or 7 years. I mean, to finally say, okay, this is not for me.
Yeah,
And
right.
the signals were there, but I was stubborn.
Because maybe sometimes we don't have a mentor or guidance that tells us.
We don't have anyone, but also you have your pressure, and you want to live per the standards, and the standards say one thing, and I mean, I was stubborn to live by that, but oh man, you give me such a hard time.
And it's a lot of pressure,
Yeah,
peer pressure and society's pressure, because you have to follow
even your family pressure and your friends' pressure, or people who are so-called your friends, but maybe they're not. That's something.
Or the general picture of a person, right?
Yeah.
Like grow up, go to college, you gotta find a job,
you have a car, you have a house,
get married, have kids, and die.
Yes, and that's like the standard, and I was trying to follow it, and for some reason it didn't work. But I'm thankful it didn't, because it brought me peace of the heart, peace of mind, and that's priceless. Now that I decided to drop some things, I mean, maybe I'm underage, maybe I'm not the most successful person on earth per the standards, but finally I have peace of mind, right? And that's priceless. I mean,
if just to close, would you like to give any advice to a person, let's say, before starting a career or getting a job? What would you say?
Before, I mean, if to a student, and that's something I told my sister about, my niece, because she has an 18-year-old daughter. She's my oldest niece. And well, they didn't ask her. I told my mother, and I said, I'm glad because my niece now is in college, but I know her because she basically grew up with us. I know her, how she is, what are her skills, and she's in a major that I think she will be able to explode that. And that's what I would say is if, and that's what I say when someone asks me. I say you need to know your skills,
All right.
and based on that,